If we die in friendship with God, but we still have self-love, we still have attachment to sin, we need to be purged. We need to be purified from those sins. And that's what purgatory is. It's a purification of our sin, of our sinful attachments.
I think Catholics have in their imagination probably Mount Purgatorio from Dante, or maybe this idea from some sort of more popular saints' visions of purgatory. And we think about it as this definite place where people are suffering, or sort of like a second place prize for heaven or something like that. But the Church's teaching on purgatory is actually pretty minimal in one sense. Purgatory is just defined as a time of purgation after death. That's it. Not even the sense of a certain period of time or a certain place, just purgation after death. That's what the Church defines purgatory as. So why bother? Why do we have this idea of purgation after death? Why is it important? Well, if we have a proper understanding of heaven as being with God, seeing God, loving God forever, that's exciting for those of us who love God, but also a little bit terrifying. What would make me capable of being in the presence of God? What would make me strong enough to see God? And so we as Catholics, we don't see heaven as just this place where you sort of have the ticket of faith and you give it to St. Peter at the door and he lets you in and it's party time, right? We actually believe that God, by grace, transforms us through his Son, Jesus Christ, to be able to be with him and live with him forever. And our life on earth is in a way a preparation. All of that is a preparation for seeing God. But some of us aren't necessarily fully prepared upon death for that reality. And so the Church has this idea of purgation, of a final purification of our lives, of our minds, to be able to experience that.
So it's mysterious. But what we can know about purgatory is what the name implies, that we are purged of self-love. When we are attached to ourselves, we don't readily want to let go. And so learning to let go of self-love necessarily involves some suffering. And so the purging that happens in purgatory is a real suffering. But it's a suffering that is endured with faith, with hope, and with love. There is a great hope in one day entering into heaven. And this, it seems to me, is what sort of gives souls the fortitude to persevere through purgatory. They can suffer in a way and embrace that suffering with a kind of joy because they know that they are on the way to eternal joy with God in heaven.